Hey, hey. Hello, everybody. This is Queen Mother Speaks, and I am your host, Dasha Nava King, as Queen Mother Speaks. Also, we have a wonderful show planned for you here today. I just want to welcome you and you and you to Wonderful Wednesday. We're in the beginning of our fourth year. We've celebrated 3 years. We're now into year four. And we started out into this fourth year with Nana hosting the entire month of August with those exciting shows that she brought us. She might be in the studio today. We will see. We will see. Meanwhile, I want to say to you that what our theme for this season is simply this: success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is a success and the courage to continue that counts. Courage, everybody, is the secret sauce. Courage is the secret sauce that allows you to act despite your fears. So this month, we are talking about courage. And we're also talking about will. We've entered into a new month, the month of September. And the month of September is about will and order. I want to give a shout out to Solo and Jennifer Sosu, Kathy King, Rosemary Johnson, and Marilyn Lewis from Florida. Tell us. Now, we were expecting Nana in to read off who's in the studio today, but she hasn't come in yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that if you don't mind. Once again, I am Dashanaba King, Queen Mother, your host for Queen Mother Speaks show. Okay. And right now we're going to get ready to introduce our guests who are in the studio. So we're going to right now go to opening up the studio and see who's here. All right. All right. So we have Coach Rakaya. You want to greet the audience?
Greetings, blessings, and salutations to everyone. We love you, we appreciate you, and we thank God for you. And finally, breathe. Do pause and breathe.
Okay. Okay. And also in the studio today, I'd like to show you who else is here. Full screen. Full screen. Please give them your name, just your name and where you're from, and just let them know you got some good cooking for them today. Give your
I mean,
name. You're on pause. You're on pause. Unmute. Unmute.
Yes. Greetings, greetings.
Yeah.
I'm Codessa.
I'm Zelma. High Holiday.
I'm Tabaka.
And I'm Shamisha. Welcome.
Welcome.
All right. That is the I Am Well team. And they will be coming to you in just a little bit. And they've got so much to share with you. Queen Mother invites you to hit that like, share, and comment button. Okay? Hit that button and let us know that you're there. You can reach us right now by going to facebook.com/Queen Mother Speaks. Facebook.com/Queen Mother Speaks. And that's here and anywhere else in the world where you may be viewing this show from today. Okay. I want to go next and say, Coach, are you ready to give us our continue to wash?
uh, you mean, okay, continue to wash your hands, practicing social distancing. The Omicron variant is really truly attacking folks. There are 396 people dying in USA on a daily basis. May I caution you that the situation is severe, and so nothing has changed. Mask up. Try not to be in too many crowds. I don't want to say don't go out because I believe that we have been so excited and happy to finally be able to mix and mingle, but just use your spiritual discernment and your intelligence and intuition to sort of like play it by ear. Don't overdo it. Don't go to the left. Don't go to the right. Stay in the middle and empower your immune system. Not only your immune system, it is your lymph nodes. Your lymph nodes is what you really want to focus on.
All
Hint,
right.
hint. Watch what you eat. Back to you, Queen.
All right. You want to speak to us about what Queen Mother Speaks is?
Okay, here we are live. 5 p.m. Kenya time, 2 p.m. Ghana, 3 p.m. Morocco time, 6 p.m. Dubai, 7:30 India, 10 a.m. New York, 7 a.m. Cali, every Wednesday, every week. This is Queen Mother Speaks. Happy anniversary, Queen Mother.
Okay. Thank
Happy
you.
anniversary. Greetings to you and you. Welcome to a wonderful Wednesday.
All
I am
right. Thank
so
you, Coach.
excited.
I am
the
excited too.
co-host, Rakaya, and we are in our 3rd year anniversary month with the theme.
Okay, we are now, excuse me, we're now into year 4. Let me take it from
Oh,
here.
we're now in the 4th year.
That's right.
4th year anniversary month with the theme, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Courage is the secret sauce that allows you to act despite your fears.
Yes,
Back to you,
that is
Queen.
just so true. That is just so true. We love that particular theme that we have for this month. So now, what is Queen Mother Speaks? It's a community platform for wealthy conversations that matter. We do commentary and insights to raise your awareness, to inform, to inspire, to ignite, to involve, to enlighten. We want you to laugh on the Queen Mother Speak show. We will give you updates on expatriating to Africa and words on newsworthy events. You will also receive wisdom from the elders, warm, witty dialogue with our guests, and we do a boutique of quotes and inspirational verse. That's what Queen Mother Speaks is. All right, so from the Art of Living Institute, we learned about breath work and breathing. And we have now incorporated breathing into the Queen Mother Speak show. So right now, we're going to do 3 breaths for you. We're going to ask you to join us and tune in. And the way that breath happens, it's like this. Okay. First, you breathe in through the nose to the count of 6. You hold to the count of 6. And then you exhale through the mouth to the count of 10, slowly. Once again, breathe in through the nose to the count of 6. Hold to the count of 6. And then exhale to the count of 12 through the mouth. Are we ready? Are we ready, everybody? Let's go. Okay, I'm going to put everybody up so we can all see ourselves as we're working on our breathing. Okay, we ready? Let's do the first one. Breathe in. Hold. Okay, we're going to do it again. Okay, we're going to do one more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. I trust that you touched your inner peace doing our breathing exercise, because breathing can actually reduce, okay, the stress that you have in your body. by increasing your oxygen exchange. There are so many different types of breathing that we can do, and the family will talk about that with you a little bit today. But we always put that breathing into the Queen Mother Speak show. And I find, I'm telling you, it has been a lifesaver for me. And if it's been working for you, why don't you let us know? Okay, so right now we're going to go to our meditation reading. And we're in the month of September, and the faculty is about order. Please listen and repeat with your heart the theme or the subject for our inspirational reading today. And it is, my life is balanced and in order. All is well. Let's say that together 3 times. My life is balanced and in order, and all is well. Once more, my life is balanced and in order, and all is well. Order. Order is the intelligence of the universe expressing through each and every one of us. Okay? That's what it is. The corresponding color for order is deep green, and the location in the body is the navel. The discipline is James. James represents the harmony and balance available through centering our awareness. Why is it that humankind being the highest form of life, seems to have so much difficulty establishing harmony? We seem to have trouble establishing right relationships and orderly growth. While the animals, on the other hand, the animals, the plants, the birds, they go right along. And they go right around living their life as they are intended to live it. All lower forms have a built-in intelligence that enables them to adjust to their environment. So they complete a cycle of growth, and they produce the results that they're expected by them according to their nature. Yet, we, human beings, we seem to run into problems in just adjusting to our environment, getting along with others, and fulfilling a worthwhile pattern in living. Why? Why? How are humans different from the birds and from the trees and animals and the plants? The answer is, we have all been given freedom of choice. Humans alone, as co-creators with God, can think consciously, we can make our decisions, and we can determine the directions that we want to take in our lives. All other forms of life simply follow their instinct of I won't or I will. We human beings, we must first work on ourselves, and then from harmonious, happy feelings within, bring forth the God ideas. Bring forth the God ideas into our immediate environment. We are actually charged to think, reason, and choose wisely to establish an orderly growth for ourselves, because we are God's highest creation. We do this by awakening and training our center for order. I just want to take a moment and say thank you to those tuning in to the Queen Mother Speak show. We're so happy that you're tuning in with us. I want to say to you that we're just going to move right ahead into the next part of the program. And thank you for being with me doing the breathing session and the reading. We call that the meditation moment. All right. So right now we're going to go into introducing our guest who's going to be on the show. As you well know, Queen Ra is a co-host on the Queen Mother Speak show. Well, from time to time, because she is a very knowledgeable woman, she brings us various types of information. Her area is in health and wellness. And today, let me just tell you a little bit about her. Well, she's the eldest of 10 children. She was born in Panama, a country that she loves very much, and that she says she really likes to visit. She attended the University of Detroit, Michigan. Then she completed her bachelor's degree at Rhode Island College in Providence, Rhode Island. Then she relocated to Atlanta, Georgia, and began her master's degree at the University of Michigan. Coach Ross says she considers herself to be a lifelong student. So do I. So do I. Okay. Coach Ra has 7 children, 5 daughters, 2 sons, and now, some 40 plus years later, she has 7 grandchildren. She is an educator who has taught Spanish for over 35 years in both Panama as well as in America. She is a health and wellness coach. She's an herbalist educator. She learned to speak Spanish with Coach Ra. She's the diabetes, high blood pressure health advisor, and she is the co-host on the Queen Mother Speaks talk show. Plus, she's a lifestyle, holistic health and wellness coach for all times. She performs acupressure massages that releases toxins from the meridians of the body. She coaches clients on the 30-day detoxification system and the system of how to retard disease or eradicate them, all through adopting a plant-based diet. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring to you Coach Rukiah. Today, she's going to talk to us about pathogens in the body and what we need to do and what we need to know about them. Coach Rukiah, thank you for being on the Queen Mother Speak Show. I noticed you have a new look today, my sister. Unmute.
Mute myself.
Unmute.
Yes. We'll talk about that later, but I am not the one to be without hair, because hair is one of my here is what soothes me. And so I like to play in my hair. And so now that it's growing back, this is what came about.
Wow. Because I know not long ago you went bald.
Yes, I had to cut it off. But had I met Dr. Peterson before, then I would have realized that I didn't have to. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me, Dashanaba. Thank you for such an illustrious bio.
Yes.
I didn't even know if you were talking about me. I don't know who you're talking about. But anyway, thank you so much. I remain humble and appreciative. I am here for God and for God only. To God be the glory. And I say to you, my people, turn away from this world and turn to the God within you. Therein lies all the answers to your problems. And I also want to add to what Queen Dashanaba was talking about, the why, as to why humanity is seeking hatred and conflict. Because while we are indulging in that conflict and being active participants in that conflict, there are the very few that are getting rich in the conflict that they have created. So this is why we need to turn to the God within and turn away from the illusions and subliminal seductions and the witchery and the witchcraft and the brainwashing and the propaganda that exists in America that they are benefiting from. Nevertheless, I met Dr. Peterson 6 weeks ago, and he created this formula that removes the pathogens, the bacteria, from whatever patches may be going on in your head. So he said, yeah, it's alopecia, but it's not really, it's due because you have built up bacteria in your scalp. And I was like, huh? And so, you know, Queen Rukiah, I am very inquisitive and I love to learn. And if something is presented to me that I do not know, I will pursue it to the bitter end until I uncover the facts. So here we go. So he talked about pathogens. And so here we go. First of all, I want to mention that Dr. Paul Goss in the year 2000, 1999 or 2000, Dr. Goss came into Atlanta. And we had Dr. Faiz and Lumumba Faiz had a health institute, and they had hosted Dr. Goss to come and talk to us about herbs. Dr. Paul Goss is a biochemist, African man, African American, who had Rip. He died 2 years ago. He has 250 acres of land in Compton, California, 150 in Arizona, and 100 plus in North Carolina. Now he has also land in Ghana. All the herbs are produced by him, grown by him, manufactured by him, and sold to us, VeggieCaps. There are no fillers, no bases, no masking. What you order is what you get. 100% aloe vera, 100% Damiana. There are no fillers, and all of the capsules are VeggieCaps. Remember that. Dr. Paul Goss, a social activist, community activist, renowned farmer, herbologist, father, husband, mentor. So I joined the class, and here we go. Now, I'll mention it. So, he also hosts retreats in Arizona, California, and North Carolina. So I want you to go to the page, Dr. Paul Goss Holistic Retreats, and also Herbalist Educator. And there you will find information on some of the interesting things, alternative approaches that is taking place to save us. Dr. Paul Goss was the creator of CKLS, colon, kidney, liver, spleen. It's a cleansing system founded by Dr. Goss, Holistic Self-Healing Center in Compton, California. His beloved wife and daughter, Dr. Sharita Yassid Goss, now the CEO of his foundation, A Legacy, Intuitive Healing. He created the detoxification system. And so now I'm going to explain to you what are pathogens before we get into the detoxification system. Pathogens is a specific agent, such as a bacterium or virus of disease. The innate immune system in the body is the first line of defense, made up of general pathogen and fighter cells that are designed to recognize the fight and to fight off all these kinds of pathogens. Listen, including bacteria, virus, fungi, and parasites. In a non-specific way, this was contributed by Alice Park, Time Magazine, August 18, 2023. Now I want to define to you lymph nodes. Any of the rounded masses of lymph nodes tissue that are surrounded by the capsule of connective tissue are distributed along the lymphocytes vessels, fitting the flow of lymph passing through the node. Layman terms, the lymph nodes, not the immune system, removes all of the poisons after the kidney has completed its job by purifying the water that you drank cleaning out the blood from the body. I'm not a scientist, so bear with me. But we were not taught this. And so the more you know and the more you understand, the much it will give you the more ability to make more informed decisions and choices, right? If we understand what these organisms are responsible for in the body, the organs, then perhaps when we're going to eat that piece of cheesecake or the cornbread with the macaroni and cheese and the potato salad and the peas and rice and the chicken and the pork at the same setting, we may stop and pause and think about how long is it going to take to break this down, since our body is 85% water and our heart is made up of 92% water. How long would it take for all of this concoction to be broken down into your system? And as I go on, you're going to say, wow, because let's continue. Let's continue. The lymphatic lymph nodes. Okay, I went there. Okay. It's crucial to maintaining one's bloodstream clean. Okay, total opposite. Okay, this is a total opposite of what the Western system has taught us, because they're always talking about boosting the immune system, but no one talks about the lymph nodes. And let me tell you why I'm emphasizing this, because I'm going to share the story with you. My Aunt Yvonne, one of our favorite aunts. Aunt Yvonne was the aunt. You know, the aunt that gives you the car to ride around the neighborhood. The aunt that if you want beef patties, she'll make it for you. Oh, yeah. Aunt Yvonne was Aunt Yvonne. And Aunt Yvonne got sick, and they removed her lymph nodes from her knees, her lymph nodes from under her arms, and make the story short, Aunt Yvonne developed cancer, and Aunt Yvonne died. And that led me to researching what went wrong, what happened, what was the main job of the lymph nodes. And this is why I decided to make sure that I try to give you guys a glimpse into the real critical importance of your lymph nodes in your system and maintaining it. Okay, so America continues to perpetrate this myth about the immune system, when in fact your lymph nodes is really the main central focus of your whole body system. Your lymph nodes, aside from your lymph nodes, the 5 organs of the body, which is your heart, your kidney, your liver, your spleen. Did I leave one out? Kidney, colon, kidney, liver, spleen, your heart, are the 5, 6 things that we must ensure that they are functioning at optimal level. And the only thing that can ensure that that is functioning at its optimal level is a detoxification process. And I want to take you back to remember when Granny or Auntie used to line us up and give us a tablespoon or 2 of castor oil, olive oil, milk of magnesia. A herbal tea in Panama would be Cersei. It would be Swiss Chris. There were herbs that they would give us so that we would clean ourselves out. And the purpose of that is to ensure that the parasites that has built up and the bacterium that has built up in the system is purged out of your body. We have to help our system. It doesn't fall from the sky. And yes, God is a healer, but we must take responsibility, and we must use logic and common sense. If we're eating all the stuff, where is it going? The average individual has 8 to 25 pounds of fecal matter. Yes, mess sitting in your colon, your upper and lower colon. My dear, this is facts. I'm not making anything up. I've just done my homework. I have been taught. My mentor is Dr. Paul Gauss. My mentor is Dr. Layla to Africa, Dick Gregory, Queen Afua, Ashe, Ashe. Queen Afua is still living. But the ones that I mentioned, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. My mentors are the ones that have come before us. And this is evident. Facts. And so I bring to you why we should re-educate ourselves, relearn, rethink, in order for us to begin to achieve BASS, BASS, body awareness, sweet sensations. God does not want us to be walking bent down with a cane. God did not want us to be barely able to walk because we are obese. God did not desire for your stomach to be protruding like it's about to bust.
Whoa.
That is 8 to 25 pounds of fecal matter sitting there, and now you're sluggish. And now you don't have the energy to move. And do you know why people give up? Because the organs are so exhausted that they can no longer do the job that they are supposed to do. And so everything goes flat because we have overextended the systems. Because our body is a miraculous instrument that heals itself. If we turn away from that which is making you sick and change, radically make a change, it's a radical change. But you have to be willing to do that. Yes. We cannot do it for you. The only thing I can do is lead you to the well. The only thing I can do is provide you with the resources, with the information, with the knowledge that I have. But I cannot make you do a detox. You have to decide. Now, let me give you the 10 purposes of why a detoxification system or process is a must.
Coach, we have 3 minutes.
Okay, if you're carnivorous, or you
could give us that at your next session if you can't fit all that good information in 3 minutes.
Wait. Let me just give them a few. If you're carnivorous, you're supposed to detox 4 times a year. If you are plant-based, you detox 2 times a year. One of the main reasons of detoxification is that it removes the 8 to 25 pounds from your colon, your upper and lower colon. The second reason, it balances your libido. The third reason, it increases your energy. You feel alive. It retards the aging process. You look younger. Your skin is shining because you have went in like an oil change. Listen, like an oil change. You have literally turned your system upside down. If you have kidney stones, gallstones, it will pass. If your arteries are clogged with cholesterol, it will pass. It literally rejuvenates your system and brings it back to life. I'm going to close here, and I will post the 10 reasoning for why the detoxification system, but I've given you the main ones. But I am urging anyone to join us on October 1st, 7th, to begin a detoxification system before Christmas. And we can do it 7 days, 21 days, and 31 days according to your patience. The longer you do it, the more effective the results will be. Thank you, Queen Dashanaba, and I turn it back over to you. And some people might have some questions and answers. I hope that I have given you enough information to get you going.
Well, know for sure that if you didn't give enough, they will be sending in the questions sooner than later. Thank you for that. I was telling the healing family about the lady by the name of Coach Rakaya, and how that she is so passionate about her work. This is their first time meeting you, but I'm sure they're going to have some things to say. I want to take a moment right now and just introduce to you our next guest on the Queen Mother Speak Show. Here's what they have to say. I Am Well Holistic was founded by a 4-generation family that has traveled all the way from the East Coast of North America to share their expertise in natural healing with the wellness community. The lead wellness advisor, Queen Odesha, has a very impressive background in the healing sector. With her profound knowledge of the body, she has offered many of her clients restorative guidance to eradicate ailments such as diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, lupus, and much more, being cleared by their very own medical professionals. Okay.
We can't see you, Queen Mother.
You can't hear me?
I can't see you. We can't see you.
Okay, I was gonna bring myself on when I almost finish this, and then I'll bring you in. But if you want to, no, I can do it. I can bring us all in right now. It's not a problem. Okay. Okay. So now the lead advisors we've just speaking about is Queen Odesha. Raise your hand so they'll know which one you are. Yes, and she's going to be speaking to you shortly. But I just wanted to say a little bit also about the other members of this healing team. Okay. Another one of the impressive wellness advisors is Shamisha. She specializes in the art of fine gourmet meal preparations with an emphasis on plant-based meals and nutrition consultation. I know that she and Coach Ra will have a lot to talk about. We also know her. We also know her by the name of Tracy.
Yes.
So we use her African name, but the other name is Tracy. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned both because people tuning in might know her by her American name and some may know her by her African name. Okay. Another one of our outstanding wellness advisors is a young man by the name of Edward. He's going to pronounce that name. Tabakaya. Okay. He, however, he is well versed in the science of the body and its correlation with food and the environment. He has an extensive background in history and the anatomy of the body, and he's been very successful in assisting a lot of the patients with the I Am Well Holistic group. He's been very successful in helping them along their healing journey. He also specializes in fitness training, from calisthenics to yoga training. Last but not least, senior in the house is Mama Zelda. You want to hear her story. She also has a book that she's going to talk about briefly today. But more than anything, she's going to tell you about herself and being medication free. I don't know many people who are medication free, but
At
she
80,
is. Yes, coach.
at
Yes,
80 years,
coach.
at 80 years old.
I am
At 80
70.
years old.
I am 70 and I am medication free.
Yeah, she's 80.
Very good. It's not many of you around in this place called America. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to bring in the I Am Well Holistic team. Thank you for being here.
We're glad to be here. How everybody doing?
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom,
All right.
shalom. Queen Mother, could you read the introduction that I sent you?
Okay, let me go back to that.
Okay. That give everybody an understanding of why
Okay.
we do it.
Queen Odesha is going to discuss why we do what we do.
Mhm.
Edward will introduce the AO scan and talk about its capabilities. Tracy will discuss all the services that are provided, and perhaps, if she gets a chance, to talk a little bit about nutrition. And Mama Zelda, she's going to give us a brief description about her book, but she's also going to talk about how she is medication free. All right? So you're going to make the case, or you want me to read Making the Case?
Yes, I want you to make it.
All right, Making the Case. Now, this is very interesting, and I have read it, but as I'm reading it to you right now, which I'm about to do, let me go here and read this to you. Okay. Why we do what we do. The Western, and I'm getting too much light from this iPad in my face. I'm sorry about that. The Western media influences the world as to what right looks like. However, the West does not, I repeat, the West does not have an effective healthcare system overall. The West, namely the United States, has what is considered a sick care system. A sick care system. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
What the West has is a sick care system that focuses on lifelong treatment. Please listen.
Hallelujah.
Queen Odessa says she really became frustrated after seeing so many of her loved ones suffer. Their health was declining, and many even passed on while they were under care and treatment of the Western healthcare system, a system that has now invaded Africa. According to a 2011 National Institute of Health article, the U.S. healthcare system is the most expensive yet the least effective. Being the least effective healthcare system in the entire developed world, can you imagine that? Being the most expensive, but yet the least effective. This is their current standing, and she's taken time to track this back as far as 2009. The leading cause of death in the United States is cancer. And the number 2 leading cause of death is heart disease. According to the National Library of Medicine and other publications, the 3rd leading cause of death in the United States and Europe is prescription medication. The 3rd leading cause of death in America and in Europe is, ladies and gentlemen, prescription medication. Holy, holy. Over 50% of these took the medications as prescribed. This is what has now landed in Africa. According to the Cancer Net Survivor website, both chemotherapy and radiation therapy can damage bone marrow stem cells, which increases the risk of other cancers, including leukemia and myeloid blood cancer, including leukemia and blood cancer. Also, according to the American Cancer Society, many second cancers are related to cancer treatment. This from February 1, 2020, from this particular report that was put out by the Cancer.net survivorship. Okay. My question is, Queen Odessa asked me, Queen Odessa asked you, and Queen Odessa asked the world, if cancer treatment causes cancer, what about individuals that are misdiagnosed? If cancer treatment causes cancer, what about the individuals that become misdiagnosed? And some are definitely very, very much diagnosed. Are you going to give us the quick story?
Yeah, yes. The quick story is, yes, the quick story is my father was diagnosed with cancer. When he went to the emergency room with cancer, the physician that attended to him let us know that the treatment had destroyed his liver and that he would not leave the hospital alive. So he had cancer, but the physician let us know that the treatment had destroyed his liver and he would not leave the hospital alive. And he died there in the hospital. I was there with him. My mother was there with him. I also went to the hospital with my aunt Peggy. My aunt Peggy had cancer. When we got to the emergency room and the doctors looked at her and they examined her and they did all the tests on her, they said the treatment, the chemo treatment that she had taken had damaged her kidneys. And he said that she was drowning in her own fluid. And so she did not leave the hospital alive. She died there, and I was right there with her when she died. So I had my father and my aunt, who both had cancer, but the medical professionals at the emergency room, the doctors at the emergency room said that it was the treatment that had destroyed her, had destroyed their kidneys and their liver, and that's what caused their death. It was not the cancer that caused their death.
My goodness. So here what we're discovering, and some of us already know this, but you know, I remember myself, and I'm just gonna get us all back on screen right now for this conversation. I remember when my mother had breast cancer, and we were told that what would happen and what could happen is they were going to give her chemotherapy, and the chemotherapy was going to localize exactly where she had the problem. What we found out later, and I do mean much later, is that it didn't localize. It did so much more damage. So we as regular human beings, we believe what the medical profession tells us. And they told us it was just localized in that area. But we're finding, as we've heard from Queen Odessa and also from Rakaya, that they've had people who went in for chemotherapy and it didn't work out the way they said. So would you think that perhaps some of the things the medical profession is telling us may not be true?
Well, the chemo damaged the lymph nodes, just like Akaya said. The lymph node system is what protects us. It's the immune system. And so when the cancer goes in, cancer treatment goes in. Cancer treatment does not target cancer. Cancer treatment goes in and it kills whatever's in its path. And the reason it destroys things like the liver, the kidneys, the esophagus, because it's going through the digestive system. And so when it goes through the digestive system, it literally poisons and it kills good cells, it kills bad cells, it kills cancer cells, it kills healthy cells. And so when you see people losing their hair and they're losing weight on treatment, It's not the cancer is not the reason they're losing weight or they're losing hair. It's the treatment that causes that. Now, ever since 1923, prior to 1923, there was an incentive for doctors to keep people healthy. There was an incentive. After 1923, a lot of the hospitals then began to be funded, the schools then begin to be funded by the pharmaceutical industry. So if you go to get a medical license, there's a good chance, but the pharmaceutical companies fund all the colleges, the universities that train doctors, and they put someone from the pharmaceutical industry on the staff of the schools. So when you go to school to learn to be a doctor, one of the most important things that they feel like you should learn is how to give people medications, how to treat people with the medications. And so there's no mechanism in the Western healthcare system to kill and to cure dis-ease in the body and to bring the body back at ease. There's only lifelong treatment. And so that wasn't so in Africa years ago. And years ago in Africa, people understood that herbs and lifestyle and things of that nature, the body could heal itself. And so that's what they had done for a long time. But when the West comes to any place they take the pharmaceutical industry, they bring their philosophies and things like that. And all medications have side effects. There is no such thing as a synthetic medication without side effects. In the U.S., when you're in the U.S. and you're sitting there watching TV, medication commercials come up all the time on the television. And a lot of the side effects say can cause cancer, can cause blood clots, may be fatal. So here the doctor is prescribing you a medication that one of the side effects is it may be fatal. So it might. So, but people don't really understand that their body was made to heal itself. It was created to heal itself. And so with lifestyle changes, the body can heal itself.
We are getting a little feedback. I'm going to ask if you have any other microphone on or electronic, if you could turn it off. You know, the video will be available on Facebook and YouTube for the next 90 days. So whoever's got some electronic, I'm hearing a little feedback. But not too sure. What she's saying to us is, now this is something I didn't know, that all medications have side effects.
Can I add?
Yes.
Can I add something?
Sure.
Can I add something? The medication that they give, the chemotherapy, the radiation, cannot distinguish the job it's supposed to do. And so it goes into the system and destroys everything in sight. That is the problem. Therein lies the dilemma. Remember, medical practicing doctors, they're not experts. What are they? Practicing doctors. And so if you are experimenting on me, sir, you can't tell me what to do. I'm telling you what to do. Oh yeah, I go in there. I'm telling you what to do. You are not in a position to tell me what to do. Another thing, they want to make you believe that they treat you like a baby. It's a paternalistic relationship.
Yeah.
As if they're caring for you. They really care about you. They don't give a damn about you. Sorry, they don't. And as the sister said, hold up. This is big business. And we're spending billions of dollars on supposedly insurance, and we're dying by the dozen. Does that make sense?
Well,
Another thing, in China, during COVID pandemic 19, man-made, man-created, yes, I'm saying it. It wasn't from God, and it don't show wasn't from no environment. Anyway, let me tell you what happened. China was treating their patients with tea and soup. America threw a inhaling machine on the people, shut down their ability to breathe, and they were congested and inflamed with mucus. They weren't treating no COVID. They were killing people. I'm sorry. Return to the sister. It's not my presentation.
I don't know.
Yes, we know.
Okay. Like I said, that is Coach Rakaya, and she is very passionate about her work. And at 70, she does not bite her tongue. Does that
No, I
sound
don't.
like somebody we know over there, Zelma? Somebody who don't bite their tongue?
Yes, somebody, she said somebody else we know. Yeah, she said it might bleed, so she ain't gonna bite it.
All right. This is Queen Mother Speaks. We're listening and tuning in to the I Am Well Holistic Healers. They are a new family to Kenya. And I met them myself maybe a month ago. And I was so excited to meet them. And I'm doing everything I can to open every door to let people know that we have been blessed in this country with this family of healers. Speak to us, Mr.
I want to tell you,
Okay.
we scanned a doctor.
I hear the echo.
Yeah, I hear the echo too. We scanned a doctor and her whole team, and people really don't understand the relationship between nutrition, a lot of times, and their bodies and what's going on with their bodies. And so when we scanned her, Tracy scanned the doctor, and she told the doctor literally how to take care of her body. And Edward scanned the nutritionist and told the nutritionist how to eat. And so based off the scan. So I want Edward to tell you more about the scan.
Yeah.
Please do. We'd love to hear about the scan.
Okay, it's the AO scan. It's a digital body scanner. It takes 1 minute, 30 seconds to run the first scan, and it takes about 3 minutes to run the second scan. So what it does is it gets in contact with your bones, and it sends over 120,000 frequencies through your body in a matter of seconds. And it tests to see how your body will react with certain elements or certain items, which include foods, fruits, vegetables. It measures the substances in your blood, lipids, cholesterol, triglycerides, iron. It measures how your organs are functioning, kidneys, liver, spleen, colon, large intestine, small intestine, duodenum. It measures every minerals, vitamins. Also, it picks up on hundreds of parasites, hundreds of bacteria, funguses, viruses, allergies, and toxins. And so we scanned dozens of people since we've been here in Kenya, and we are learning more about lifestyles and how different lifestyles are affecting different people. How eating habits are affecting every system in the body. So we're learning if something's going wrong with your liver, it's going to show up on your kidney in the scan, and then that's going to show up in your spleen on the scan, and then there might be some things off with your nervous system or your brain. And so what we do is we give you a scan, and we go through the scan with you and offer advice on what could be improved in your life, trying to bring you closer to a plant-based diet, closer to a raw-based diet, to a Livity. And also, the scan also scans your meridian points too, and it also scans your chakras. And these two, your chakras and your meridians, also deal with your emotional health. It deals with your mental health, and it also deals with your physical also. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then after we do all that, like for Tracy to tell you some of the things we provide, because once we read the scan goes directly to your email. So you have your scan right there on you. And so when you get home, you can look at it, you can show it to other people, you can know what foods, allergens you might have, what too much is in your body, what type of maybe you're eating too much of one vegetable, not enough of another. The scan's gonna show, outline all that for you, and you can see it once the scan is opened up, and so it's gonna help you see. Okay, maybe I'm not getting enough iron in my diet. It's gonna, and you live it. Okay, so we don't call it diet, D-I-E, it. We call it a live it. So we change what you're doing from a diet to a live it. Because we don't want to kill you. We want you to have life and vitality. But Tracy's going to tell you what are some of the things we can help you with once you get the scan.
Yes. So again,
Before Tracy speaks, in terms of the AO scan, I too, ladies and gentlemen, have had the AO scan. And I found out a lot of things that was going on in my body in so many different areas. I mean, I was fascinated that there is technology today that in a matter of minutes, like he said, over 120,000 scanning points through your body. And I am to this day still learning how to deal with some of the information that I receive about what's going on in my body through the AO scan. You want to do the AO scan. You definitely want to do the AO scan. Back to you.
yes, thank you, Queen Mother. So yes, that's the AO scan. So the AO scan, it comes with the consultation where we advise you on what steps to take moving towards a livity, of course. We also have herbal detoxing, where we suggest different herbs that can assist you in your healing process. We have herbal foot detoxing that will be coming soon, as well as herbal yoni steam detoxing for women that just needs a cleansing. Another service we offer is sound therapy, where we use our tuning forks. We have a tuning fork kit that uses sound hertz. I can show you here. Yes. Using tuning forks. And what the tuning forks do, as we go through our sound healing, we go through different meridian points in your body to do healing. So you have some that range from hertz of 4,096 all the way down to 131.
What are those numbers?
So this one that I'm playing here is 4,096. These are hertz.
Hertz are it's the frequency. I believe it's per second. Is how many oscillations per second, I believe, happen within the energy that you're hearing. And so the higher the number, the higher it relates. So the higher numbers are more in the spiritual realm, and some of the lower numbers help you more in the physical realm, like
deep tissue. Like for the lower numbers, most of our weighted healing tone frequency forks, the weighted ones are for deep tissue healing. So if you're having like arm pain, or if you're having knee pain, or just some different deep tissue issues, that's what we use our weighted tuning forks for, because it goes through the body. We place it onto the body, onto the bone that is closest to the pain area, and what it does is sends that frequency through your body to allow healing.
Yeah, and with Queen Mother, everything is frequency. Everything is frequency, and our bodies run on frequencies. And the moon, we have a full moon, it changes your frequency. And so a lot of people not realize what's going on with your body, because everything, this is scientific, that everything is frequency. And so just like a guitar needs to be tuned, or piano needs to be tuned, the body needs to be tuned also. And so with the frequency healing, we can help tune the body.
Yeah,
We do have a question from the chat room, and it's on I put it on the board. Can you see it?
I'm learning a lot from my questions. What is the difference of intoxication and cleansing?
Okay.
I think they're not the same, man.
Detoxification, cleansing.
Yeah, what's the difference between detoxification and cleansing?
It's
So-
the same.
Yes,
It's the same. Cleansing, detoxification, what you're doing is merely attempting to help the body get rid of the toxic buildup and the toxins and the free radicals in your body and the parasites and the bacteria.
That's right.
So a cleansing or a detoxification is going to be where you're using herbs to assist you in the process. A cleansing is when they're doing the 10-day lemon cleansing, the fruit cleansing, like some people do the fruit. They just do fruits for like a week or 2 weeks. So there's several detoxification processes, but cleansing and detoxing is the same thing. What it means is that you're cleaning your system out, and we all need to do it because we're not in control of what we grow. We're not in control of what's being placed in the foods, and we're definitely not in control of the parasites and the bacterium that builds up based upon what we have chosen to consume. And so it doesn't matter whether you cleanse or detox. A detoxification system is going to go in and get the job done like an oil change. It's going to remove the plaque buildup in your arteries. It's going to go in your kidney and clean out the toxins. It's going to help your colon eradicate that 8 to 25 pounds of fecal matter that's sitting in your upper and lower colon. This is facts. And you can look it up. It's going to go in and remove your if you have kidney stones or gallstones, it's going to move it.
That's right.
And that's the difference between detoxification and cleansing. A cleansing is like purifying the blood, or you're just cleaning out. But a detox is getting rid of the grit and grime that's in your body, the bacteria, the parasites. Is making sure that the bad gut disappears and that you have a good gut, because the initiation of a disease is a bad gut. Another thing that's ignored is, if you don't take care of your teeth, listen to me, in your old age, you're going to get dementia, because the mouth is one of the dirtiest things in the body, and it goes and contaminates the brain. Do you hear me? Dementia is been related to or akin to people not taking care of their teeth. Dementia, one of it. I'll give you the rest later on down the road. But one of the main culprits of dementia is folks that refuse to go to the dentist. Proceed.
Yeah, everybody has parasites. So when you sit down and you do your scan, we're gonna let you know, don't be alarmed. This is not there's nothing on the scan that's gonna show up that can't be gotten rid of. Can't be rectified. When you do the scan, you're going to see the parasites, whether it's a hookworm, a fluke worm, a herpes, whatever it is. You're going to have the viruses. You're going to have the parasites. They come with the way we eat. They come with our diet. They come with our lifestyle. And so nobody should be alarmed that, I got parasites.
No.
Give you ways in order to help eliminate. And we were talking about the castor oil earlier. We got, the castor oil, the black seed, oregano. We soak the chia seeds. We got the bentonite clay. There's so much out there that can help you detox and help pull all this stuff off your body and out of your system.
So the I Am Well Holistic Team is a team. Once a person takes that AO scan, and ladies and gentlemen, it only takes a few minutes for the scan. But once you've had the scan itself, then it is the reading or the interpretation of what is there. And if you are smart enough to do that on your own, that's great. But most of us need a little assistance when it comes to understanding all of the many things that the AO scan points out to us. And that is where the health and wellness team that you're talking with today and seeing today is there for you. They have spent a majority of time in their life dealing with nutrition and health. Why? Because that's their calling. It's as simple as that. It's their calling. And as I stated earlier, they are now in Nairobi, Kenya. We're very happy to have them here. And we're going to put their number on the screen in a moment so you can have a way to reach them. Can we hear from Tracy and then perhaps from Mama Zelma?
So just lastly, in regards to more services that we offer nutrition and fitness guidance for our consultation, just kind of letting you know, where do you go? Where do you start? A lot of us get really confused. We know that something is wrong, but we don't know where to begin. And we always say, start in your pantry. It's that simple. And so we give advice on how to revamp your kitchen and turn it from not only just a kitchen, but a healing laboratory. And lastly, we have our breathwork meditation that we offer to our clients. It's a guided meditation for those that are very new into breathwork meditation. And so we do offer that service to our clients.
All right, very, very well about that. Now, there's a lot of things that they do. I've only had a chance to do the AO scan with the I Am Well healers, holistic healers. And what else have I done? We've done a little bit of dancing and a little bit of stretching, but there's so much more for me to learn and also to understand about that AO scan and the things that I must do.
Yeah, we did a warm up. We did the breathwork meditation with you. Yep. We did some dancing. People don't realize how much music and dancing. A lot of people's problems have to do with stress. Mm-hmm. And so the scan will show how stress is affecting your body. And so once we show how stress is affecting your body, we can show you different modalities that you can use to alleviate stress in your life on a daily basis. And so one way you can alleviate stress is by listening to music and dancing. And so that's just something that, hey, it's hard to dance and frown at the same time. Or to dance and think about your problem at the same time, okay? So, yeah. Anything else you want to add?
All right, Queen Mother had to step away for just a quick moment, but I'm back with you. Okay. I needed to take care of something for a moment, but let me just say that having them here in Kenya for me is like a blessing. So those of us who have expatriated from America, regardless of what city or state you may have come from, the healers are here. I Am Well Holistic Healers, and they can be reached at this number that you see on the screen, plus 254-799-447-947. And they are willing to take your calls. And in a moment, we're going to put up the email address in case you want to really write to them and ask them some questions. But those of you tuning in, and we have a large group tuning in right now, we're very happy you're tuning into the Queen Mother Speak Show. Please put your questions and your comments in the chat box. We'd be very happy to put them up on the screen. Okay. Am I back to Tracy, or is it for Mrs. Zelma?
Well, Queen Mother, we have partnered also. We have partnered with ABI Organics and
Okay.
ABI Organics, and they have a restaurant in Nairobi called Soul Vegetarian. And AB Organics, they do all organic farming. They do hydroponics. They do what else are they doing?
Or organic pesticides, organic herbicides, and organic fungicides. They also set up what you call it, greenhouses, hydroponics, and they also help you establish your farmland for the first year.
Yeah. So anything you want to do in the realm of growing your own food, period. So whether if you want to farm, if you want a little hydroponics in your kitchen, if you want something in your backyard, something in your front yard, or they will help you to grow organic herbs and vegetables, and that's or ABI Organics.
Okay, very good. I'm going to put that on the screen in just a moment. Let's put this up. Okay, ABI Organic.
Yeah.
You can Google for information and for them to come out and give you a quote. All right. Mama Zelma, are we ready to hear from you?
She said sooner or later, so yes.
What is it?
Okay, so Mom, what do you have going on as far as your book concerned?
Oh, as far as the book is concerned, well, I write about my family and their flight during slavery and sharecropping, which was just slavery by another name. And I talk about what my grandmother told me about her father, who became a slave at 12 years old, became a water boy, and he was born in 1863. So 1865 made him old enough to start his duties. And then I think about why 12 years old. Then I think about they knew our heritage. They knew that Christ started his ministry at 12 years old, and that he stayed behind at the temple to teach without his parents' permission when he was 12 years old. And that this is the only heritage of ours that they were interested in. So Papa saw things when he told us about his mother, his daughter, my mother, about the things he witnessed when the Yankees came through the plantation, how he saw a turnabout in slavery. And after that was over, he went into another hell. They walked until they reached Alabama. Now, there was no body to pay the slave catchers, so they took their steps towards Alabama. And there they became sharecroppers. And he tells us about the things they endured in sharecropping. Other people have told me too that in different states what happened to them in sharecropping, that it was worse than slavery. They didn't have the slave catchers to catch them, but they had the police. Some people may not know what sharecropping entailed, but sharecropping was after cattle slavery was over, you had to work for somebody. So they went back to work for the ex-masters. And the things that happened because they couldn't take care of their children.
She got it, yeah. And all that stuff is in her head. So she's been writing now for about how long you been writing? About 10 years?
I started, but I hadn't did a whole 7 years, but I started on about 10 years ago. And it's about, in my life coming up, about the hangings my grandmother witnesses. And
well, we look forward to that book being in the marketplace. Absolutely. We look forward to that book. And we're going to have Zelda back on the show after she's gotten a little further along in her book, and just kind of, because everybody has a story. So the
Yes.
question now becomes, when are you and you and you going to take the time to tell yours, including Coach Rob, all of us having stories. So Mama Zelda will bring you back on the Queen Mother Speak show to talk more about that book. But the question I want to ask you is living in a household. Now, mind you, I know that Queen Odessa is the daughter. And now I have to give you props, Mama Zelda, for the work that you've done with this daughter, to the extent that she's dedicated her life to dealing in health and wellness, just like Coach Ra. And then at some point, God gave her a son. And did you know that that boy grew up to also be in health and nutrition? And then one day, along came the love of his life, Tracy. What is that like for you, Mama Zelda, being in a household with a bunch of healers? Tell us what's that like. What is that like? How does that feel?
It feels great, except when they're watching me when I go in the refrigerator. What I put in my mouth.
Okay.
They're making me
Okay.
go exercise. Oh, but you told me that they don't have to make me anymore. After I talk to you, they don't have to make me go exercise. I get up and go.
Okay. So a lot of it you're now doing on your own, but do you, when you're around other people and other families and you see people suffering from things that you know that they could get rid of, do you talk to them about speaking to the healers, or what do you do?
Yes, I do.
She know. She'll say something.
Talk to Lisa. Talk to Edward.
Yeah, she'll say something to him real fast. Mom was on high blood pressure medication about 8 years ago, and she was on cholesterol medication. And the side effects from both of those medications, the high blood pressure medication was hurting your muscles, wasn't it? And
It's been so long, I forgot.
yeah, and the cholesterol, the both medications, she could feel the side effects in her body. And so we changed her living, and we got her off of the medications. And so she has not been on medication now for about 8 years. And so she said longer than that. So maybe about 10 years, and I got about 100 pounds off of her.
Mm.
She was she was about 100 pounds larger than she is now. And so like the day we danced together, we danced together today. Me, her, and the twins. So
Tell us a little bit about the twins and their entry into the world.
Oh, yes. This is the delivery team. We delivered the twins. And,
Wow.
Yes. It was an exciting moment.
Yeah, so it's quite the experience.
Yeah, it was an experience. And many people said, were you scared? In that moment, we were not. In that moment, we were not scared. People like, and even after we found a holistic doctor, and they went to the doctors. The doctors were surprised at how healthy they were.
One was breached.
One was breached. So one came out head first, and the other one came out like he was jumping out of a parachute.
Mhm.
He came out like that, and so
Wow.
yes.
We had a what you call it? Midwife.
Midwife.
We had a midwife, and we ended up getting our midwife a month before the children were born. We were looking everywhere for a melanated midwife. We wanted our best to have that birth at home, and once she came through, she was 70 years old.
70 years old. She had been midwife for 50 years.
She was a yoga teacher, and she traveled back and forth to India. And so all the advice she gave us at that time, I had been so used just to treating myself with herbs. I had never faced a pregnancy before. And so just, all the knowledge she gave us within that time, it helped us get through the time we was in the hospital. We had 1 month of the children in the hospital, and like Makia said, the doctors will treat you and your family like trash. They'll treat your babies like another number. The doctors are very cold, and they think you're stupid.
Another thing I wanted to mention, when the boys were in the hospital, they don't.
And we decided to take them to the hospital.
Right.
Mhm.
And we will get more into that story as to why we did, because we are people that are against the medical system altogether. However, we had to do what we had to do, and we look to doctors for emergencies, and we use them for such. And so while they were in the hospital, they looked at our children as numbers, and they didn't account for
their differences.
Yes, it was many times. My husband and I, we were there fighting, literally head to head with doctors, and just showing them what it is that we need them to do for our children, and not their normal procedures.
Yeah.
They weren't getting that. They weren't getting any of these random procedures they wanted to perform on our children.
Extra tests and
Extra
whatever milk they wanted to put in the children, they
didn't even want her breast milk. They wanted to give them their formulas and things of that nature.
Wait a minute. Are you saying to me that the doctors did not want the twins that you and Mama delivered? They didn't want them to have breast milk?
No.
They didn't. We had to fight for it. We had to fight for it. They pretend, the doctors pretend like you don't have options. And you had to sit there and, hey, what are the real options?
You have to know your rights.
You have to know your rights. And so, once we start asking what are the real options, then they start putting out, okay, you can have cow milk. You can have another woman's milk from Sri Lanka. You can have soy milk, or you can have this other synthetic milk. And then it's like, well, can we use the mother's milk? No, because most children, their mothers are malnutrition.
But she was not. She was not malnutrition. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I jump in a little bit?
Absolutely. Come on in.
Based upon my experiences is advocated for most of my family members, because I am on the committee. I am the one that makes the decisions when things are getting or being critical. And had they listened to me, it would never have gotten that way. However, they do not like you defying them. They do not like you going against the grain. They do not like you making your own choices and decisions. And so when you go in there, they view you as an adversarial. They view you as a defiant, non-conformist citizen of America. So they see you as militant and revolutionary, and so therefore they treat you as an antagonist. So you have to be for sure spiritually grounded, because you're going up against a war. You're going up against the Trojans, and you have to be for certain that you are for sure in the choices that you have made, and you're going to be unrelenting. I'm not backing down. And so call who you want to call, bring in your whole doctors. Do you know, let me give you a story. Let me share this with you. When my mom had a massive heart attack in Florida, and they wanted to do some type of experimentation. My mom was 85 at the time. And so I told my sisters and brothers, she's not a guinea pig. So they went along with it. Do you know that because we said no, an African-American doctor, the badass cardiologists in Florida got mad with us, and they wrote family antagonistic in the chart, and then told my mom to go home and smell the roses and sit under a tree. And I said, hold up. And I was like, Ma, you can do what the doctor say, or you can listen to me and you will live. If you go plant-based, if you exercise, and if you drink alkaline water, because your body is acidic, your body is septic, your body is choking, you're dying. You're going to have to do something radical. And my mom did. And my mom still lives today from 2019. But once we told them no, they dismissed us like a, I don't even know, like a marshmallow when you put it on the fire and it melts away. They were like, done. And then they wrote in the chart, family, defiant and aggressive. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So they don't like, what I'm saying to you, this is why it's all spiritual. It's all about you trusting your inner being and being informed.
Now that is the important thing. That is the important thing, being informed.
Not only being informed, you have to trust God and the process. You have to own it. You have to put it on like an armor, and you gotta walk in there like you ready to fight. Because
you have to.
Right? You gotta walk in there like Rambo. Like
With babies, they're trying to take them from you. You have to, because with babies, they want to take them from you.
I spent every day in the hospital for a whole month. Every day.
They want to send people to your house and like.
Do you have DSS at the house?
Like that.
All of a sudden, you become the target of the system.
That's right.
Because you made a conscious spiritual decision to go against the grain. All of a sudden, suddenly you're labeled as the Looney Tune. Radical. Oh yeah, that's the crazy one. There she come. And it's interesting because it's most of the time is your own people. Your own people that is treating you like an enemy, like an alien. And that's what really hurts. It hurts.
Stockholm syndrome. They have been trained by the same system as the other nations. So the Stockholm syndrome is real. And with children, they literally start sending, DSS people to your door, like we maybe want to take your children,
You abuse your wife.
Yeah. Do you abuse your wife? What else?
What is the living condition?
Yeah, what's the living conditions? But once they saw how healthy those babies were, the healthiness. Once they saw, they tried to give them. They wanted to give us medication.
Thyroid medication.
They wanted to give us medication that was so strong. The pharmacist didn't want to fulfill the prescription. The pharmacist looked at the prescription and said, "Do you understand that you're giving this to a baby?" And we like, yeah. Just go ahead and give us prescription.
We need it for the record.
So we need it for the record.
We never gave that stuff to our children.
And so it's just like, but we want the children, but when they saw how healthy and fat and juicy those babies were, they're like, man, doctors, what they were saying out loud. Oh, they healthy. Oh, and look at the rolls. They got rolls in their arms, rolls in their neck, rolls in, they would talk like they were shocked. And, who were delivered at home by us. And there were 2 months, came 2 months early. They couldn't believe how healthy, how well they were growing. They meet the mark. They had
Okay.
But before you end, I wanna you guys, first of all, thank you for sharing with us. And it's been very enlightening, and it has, not that I'm needed any confirmations. However, it has centered me in knowing that it's good to always know that there are others like-minded folks out there. But what made you all decide to move to Nairobi, Kenya? You got to share a little bit of that.
All right.
I'm hoping that a lot of us would just pack our bags and get the heck up out of here. Please,
I'm gonna say, mainly for me and my wife and our children, we did not want to raise our children in America where they could be indoctrinated again on slavery, on classism, on an economic position where they are employee mindset. We did not want to raise our children just to be under the teachings of Europeans. We wanted our children to be around culture, different tribes, different religions. We wanted them to have contact with these different groups of people. We also wanted our children away from the American government too.
Yes.
And so, once we got clear of that problem, just, with DSS and getting them off our backs, we realized that we don't want to revisit this again. Yeah, we're not in the future. We don't want to revisit any of this. I want the ability to spank my boys as needed. I don't want anybody telling me I can't discipline my children. I don't want anybody telling me I have to vaccinate my children. I have to pump my children full of chemicals. And so that's one of the reasons for us.
Yeah. At any given time, they can knock on the door and say, we come to get them.
We're revisiting that case from 2020.
Yeah, 2022. We
Just
come,
to see how they're doing. It's about time they go to elementary school, it's school age, So I don't want to revisit that, I have my children subjected to the culture. Also, Nairobi, well, just Africa in general, we wanted to get help with the boys. So even though it's a house full of people, we still, need somebody to help us with the children. We need an extra hand because we eat organic and we eat plant-based. A lot of our food takes a lot of time to make. And so having Kenyans in the house to help us cook food, prep food, watch the boys, frees up a lot of our time. One of the reasons why people don't go healthy is because they don't have they make excuses about time. And so cooking your own food, shopping for your own food. If you don't eat your fruit, it's going to spoil. If you don't eat your vegetables, they're going to spoil. So a lot of people want convenient, fast food. And when you decide
long storage life.
When you decide not to do that anymore, it takes a whole revolutionary change. You start realizing that you need community to stay healthy if you're going to do it as a family. So if you do it by yourself, one thing, but if you do it as a family, you're going to need some help from a community. You find that community in America.
Oh, this is so wonderful.
And the second question is, who created that digital machine, and can we get the same testing here in USA?
This is it's a company called Solex, Solex. That's the company, Solex.
And digital scanning, frequency scanning is the new way. It's the new way of diagnostics.
Innovative.
The barbaric, radiation scanning and
taking blood.
Yeah, taking your blood. When you go to
you mean like the MRI and the CT scan and all these other putting you through the whole machine and
Yeah.
the x-rays being exposed to all the radiation. If you were sick, by the time you come out the machine, you're already dead.
The mammogram, women get the mammogram every year. The mammogram is known to cause tumors. A mammogram can cause tumors.
Ooh.
Pap smear.
Yes, the pap smears, all that stuff is very, very invasive to women. And I had my last mammogram in 2016, and they called me. They started calling me like in 2019 and said, "When are you coming back?" A nurse called me, and I said, "I do not want that radiation in the deep tissues of my breast." And she said, "You're right. You're right, but I have to call you anyway." She said, "I don't get this." Nurse said, "I don't get mammograms, but I have to call
Lisa,
you."
will you move over a little bit? You moved and we see half of your face. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah. So the nurse told me that she did not get mammograms, but it's her job to call people like me and ask them to come in for their mammograms. What people don't realize is the medical system is a business. Everybody has to get paid.
It's not your cousin.
Okay, this is not your father. This is not your mother.
Not your elder.
This is not your elder. This is not
your shaman.
Your next door neighbor that you've known all your
No.
priest. This is someone who does this for a living. Okay. Yes, for income. He has to live. He went to school. When I went to school for my degree in allied health sciences, I remember when we went through the classes on nutrition and when we went through the classes on disease. Now on medications. Now when we went through the class on medications, I barely passed that class. But most of the people in my class, they were always commenting, they loved it. When we went through the class on nutrition, I had an A++, and the majority of most of them were LPNs going for their RNs, and they did not care about nutrition. So my question to a lot of people is, does a person who make an A+ in a class know the same amount of information as the person who made the C-?
Nope.
No, they don't. Just like they didn't know about the nutrition, I didn't know about the medications, because I was prejudiced against the medication and they were already prejudiced against nutrition. So I've been able to help people get all type of dis-ease and bring their body back to being at ease. Because all the body needs to do is to come back in alignment with itself. The body was created to heal itself. And these treatments, these lifelong treatments, they cause side effects and they take away our vitality and they shorten a lot of time. They don't extend our life. They take away our vitality. They take away, they call it like erectile dysfunction and mood swings and things of that nature. You don't know what's going on with you, but it's the medications that's causing those problems. And nobody should be on high blood pressure after one blood pressure test.
Wow.
I could be driving down the road in Kenya, because driving is wild, and somebody could be in an accident, and that accident could stress me. I'm going to the doctor's. He takes my blood pressure. She takes my blood pressure. My blood pressure is up. And you're going to give me medication because I came to you, my blood pressure up. Well, I just saw an accident. Or maybe I drank 2 or 3 cups of coffee and I went to the doctor. Caffeine has my blood pressure up. Maybe I was stressed. I have a project due at work and I can't turn it in on time. I'm stressed. My blood pressure up. Blood pressure medication for one time, but no, your blood should be taken morning and night for at least about 2 weeks, and then you'll see. Okay, I got a problem, and then you should change the way you eat.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, this is so wonderful.
Definitely.
This
Let
is
me
so
share
wonderful.
something with you. I went for physical in January. And so my mom had just been hospitalized, and I had to take, well, no, I took a lift, but I chose to climb up the steps instead of taking the elevator. So I go in and my pressure is a little elevated, and she's going to tell me, I think I'm gonna give you some blood. I said, Doc, I said, let me tell you something. Oh, now I know you got to give me something to cover yourself and make it look good, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not taking nothing.
That's right.
Go ahead to cover yourself in your job. Go ahead and give me what you think I need to have. But I'm telling you right now, at this given moment, I am not going to take it. And you're right. How could my pressure, how could I suffer from high blood pressure when I walk 8 miles 3-4 times a week? Excuse me. And I do all these other activities, and there's so much going on. There's so much going on in my brains.
Mhm.
And you now going to try to give me all the stuff to confuse my system. I don't think so. I said, I said to her, give me 3 months and I'll get back to you. When I come back, and if it's still elevated, we'll talk about it. But
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, what a very informative show. I've been getting a lot of messages from those who are tuning in, and thank you to all of the listeners who are tuning in, because we are almost doing 2 hours.
Yes. Yes,
an hour show.
I'm sure the nanny probably pulling her hair out upstairs.
Yeah, yeah. But this is what I call a juicy show. And a juicy show sometimes will run over. Thank you for being with the Queen Mother Speak Show. I just want to do a few announcements, and that is the Democrats abroad.
They're going to get the baby so y'all can peek at them before we leave.
Okay. We want to say that the Democrats Abroad Reparations Task Force link, we're going to post it on the Queen Mother Speaks Show site for you. So vegetarian restaurant, good to you and good for you to order. All you have to do is call 0742-654-810. And I'm telling you, the food at So Vegetarian is great. Queen Mother loves it. You can catch me there quite a few times during the week. We also want to say Mrs. Aisha Dafala, Kenya's blood ambassador, wants to remind you to visit the local depository and put some of your blood in, because you don't know when you may need blood. We want to say that the BF Suma supplements products are available. You can order them at 509-965-0796, 509-965. On tomorrow, Thursday, the Bonga Dada Bonga Show will not be coming back on air tomorrow. We're going to have to still wait perhaps another month, all right, before the show will come back on. Coach, will you let us know about the Diabetes Peer Support Group? Are they still on break, or when are they going to resume?
Unfortunately, Zoom wanted to own 40% of my information. What do you call them? My intellectual rights. And so I have canceled my membership with Zoom, and I am in pursuit of an engine that will engage me in teaching my classes. I cannot give anybody anything that they did not give to me. And so I don't know why Google will want to own 40% of our intellectual properties. And it's right there. It's a new contract they just came out with. I hope that people are reading in between the lines. I hope that everybody understands what's going on with the technological industry in America. They're trying to really shut us out, but I'm sure there's an engine, so I'm in pursuit of that. And until I find
whatever I can do to work with you on finding yourself another engine.
Yeah, because I
peer support
I also do the Drummond for Healing Sisters Inner Circle, and So all of that is on hold right now because I don't have an engine. I don't have a safe place to conduct my classes, and so I'm not going to do
Let
it.
us work with you on that, Coach. Let us work with you on that. Looks like somebody has joined the conversation before we close out for today. Let me go there.
And these are our boys right here.
All right.
Say hey. Say hey. Say hey.
Yeah. All right. And they are as joyful as they can be. I
Yes.
love being with them. They are just as joyful and sweet as they could be. If you decide to come to Kenya, or when you decide to come to Kenya, check with Queen Mother. I'll give you a chance to meet the twins in person. In person.
Okay. How old are the twins? Because my twins are 35.
Oh, wow. They're a year and a half.
I had twin girls. One is a comedian and one teaches math.
Okay, yeah, we want that next.
How old are they?
I have four boys. Elwood is the youngest.
No, how old are the twins?
The twins are a year and a half.
Year and 8 months. Yeah, they were happy for got here.
Yeah,
They're year and eight months.
a year and 8 months.
Hi, twins. Hi, twins. I got twins too.
Yeah, you got twins too.
Once again, we're going to get ready to end the Queen Mother Speak show for today. And we're going to end it the way we always do. And the way we end the show is we take a left hand and throw a kiss. We take our right hand, throw a kiss, and then both hands together and throw a kiss. And when you're throwing that kiss out into the world, know that somebody somewhere needs that love. So when you're sending it out, send it out with love. Are we ready? Let's go. Left hand first. Let's go.
Right?
Right hand. Ah. And now we're going to go both hands. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we thank God for you. This is the Queen Mother Speak show.
Give yourself a hug.
Wonderful day in September. We'll see you next week. Now, I do want to just say in closing that this week we did lose one of our Mau Mau leaders. And next week we will do a tribute to them. I didn't want to bring it in on this show because this show was already full. But next week we'll be giving a tribute to our Mau Mau leader who decided to step on up to glory. This is Queen Mother Speaks. Thank you. And thank you for tuning in.